Welcome to Intelligence Gateway.
Angular Complete Guide, Lecture 5. In this lecture, we will learn about routing and navigation, introduction to Angular routing, setting up routes and route configuration, route parameters and query parameters, route guards for authentication and authorization, lazy loading modules, conclusion. Introduction to Angular routing. Routing is an essential part of any modern web application, and Angular provides a powerful routing system that makes it easy to navigate between different views and components. With Angular routing, you can create a seamless user experience that allows users to move between pages without having to. In addition to improving the user experience, routing also helps to make your code more modular and maintainable. By breaking your application up into smaller, more focused views and components, you can make it easier to manage and update over time. And with Angular's powerful routing features, you can easily handle complex navigation scenarios, such as nested routes and dynamic route parameters. Setting up routes and route configuration. To set up routes in an Angular application, we first need to import the router module and routes modules. We can then define our routes as an array of objects, where each object represents a route and contains a path and component property. The path property is a string that represents the URL path for the route, while the component property is the component that should be loaded when the route is navigated to. Once we have defined our routes, we need to configure them by adding the router module to our application's imports array and calling the forRoute method with our routes array as an argument. This tells Angular to use our routes for navigation and to load the appropriate components when the user navigates to a specific URL. Route parameters and query parameters. In an Angular application, there are two types of parameters that can be used in routing: route parameters and query parameters. Route parameters are used to pass data between different components or pages. They are defined in the route configuration and are part of the URL. Query parameters, on the other hand, are used to filter or sort data and are not part of the URL. They are added to the URL using a question mark and can have multiple key value pairs separated by ampersands. Route guards for authentication and authorization. Route guards are a powerful feature of Angular that allow you to control access to different parts of your application based on the user's authentication and authorization status. They work by intercepting route navigation requests and either allowing or denying access based on certain conditions. For example, you might use a route guard to ensure that only logged-in users can access certain pages of your application, or to restrict access to certain pages based on the user's role or permissions. You can also use route guards to perform other tasks, such as redirecting users to a login page, if they haven't authenticated yet. Lazy loading modules. Lazy loading is a technique used in Angular to load modules on demand, rather than all at once when the application starts up. This can significantly improve the performance of an application, especially for larger applications with many features. With lazy loading, modules are only loaded when they are needed, such as when a user navigates to a particular feature or section of the application. This reduces the initial load time of the application and improves the overall user experience.
Thanks for watching. For more information, like, comment, and subscribe our channel.